Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day today. If you're new here, welcome. As you can tell from the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are gonna be comparing the Huda Beauty New Nude palette to yet another dupe, which is today gonna be the Ucanbe Aromas palette. And you guys, this is definitely the best dupe on the market for this palette. Full stop. Just a reminder, this is how the Huda Beauty New Nude palette looks like, and I have done a couple of dupe reviews here on my channel before. I'm gonna link them all throughout this video for you to see if you would like to watch those as well. But in today's video, we are gonna be talking about the Ucanbe Aromas palette. I'm sorry if sometimes the packaging or the palette will shine too bright on this video. It is a shiny surface, so it reflects the ring light, and unfortunately that happens. Sometimes I'm trying to hold it in an angle that is not too reflective. Anyhow, so this is the outside packaging, and when I open it, you can see that this is exactly the same colors, exactly the same textures for each shade, and honestly the same pigmentation and blendability. So if you don't want to splurge on the Huda Beauty palette, which I completely understand, that palette, you guys, is £56. It's one of the most expensive palettes I have ever had, and whilst I love those shades, this palette does the same thing for £6 or £7. It's almost 10 times cheaper, which is shocking, especially if you consider that they still make profit on this and they manage to do the same thing for significantly cheaper. It really makes you question if you should really spend £56 on an eyeshadow palette, or should you just have a good look around the market and find a cheaper option, because believe me, they are there. The Huda Beauty palette contains 19.7 grams of product, whilst the Ucanbe palette contains 18 grams of product, so it is slightly less. And overall the palette is slightly lighter because it is a lighter cardboard packaging. However, the Ucanbe palette doesn't have a cheap feel to it. They both have 18 shades inside. However, the Huda Beauty one has one concealer, so technically it is 17 shades plus one concealer, whilst the Aromas palette, thanks God, replaced that with a skin tone shade that can be used basically just all over your lid or whatever you want. The main thing is that they finally got rid of that annoying concealer shade and added something that you can actually use. Both of the palettes have a shocking 12 months shelf life, and whilst the Aromas palette is made in the People's Republic of China, it is cruelty free. However, it doesn't claim to be vegan. I'm gonna insert some pictures for you guys of the swatches just here on the side of the screen, and as you can see, the color payoff is amazing. One of my eyes today was created using this dupe, and I don't think you could tell which one. I think this is hands down the best dupe for the Huda Beauty palette. I don't think I'm gonna find anything better than this. Is just so stunning. So I hope if there's anyone out there who hasn't purchased the new nude palette yet but is interested, will go ahead and purchase the Aromas palette, because it is literally exactly the same thing for a fraction of the price. And I'm so happy when I find dupes like this, because I feel like this makes it possible for many people who could never afford a £56 eyeshadow palette to go on and purchase the dupe and enjoy it and create the same looks without sacrificing the quality and the beauty of the look that you could create. So I really highly recommend this Aromas palette. Now, without further ado, let's jump into creating this eye makeup look so you guys can see yourself how good this palette is. And yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really loving this dupe. Okay, so as always, I'm gonna use the more expensive palette on this side of the face, which is today gonna be the Huda Beauty Nude palette, and the more affordable palette on this side of the face, which is today gonna be the Ucanbe Aromas palette. And I don't want to do anything too complicated. We already did a double cut crease and a halo eye look using the Huda Beauty palette. So today I'm gonna do a half cut crease. And before we start applying anything, I'm gonna put down some of the MAC paint pot in the shade Painter Lay as always. The shades are in a little bit different order in the two palettes, so I'm gonna be showing you in both palettes which shade we're using, especially since in the Aromas palette there are no names for the shades, but we are gonna start off with Secret. And to do the same on the Ucanbe side, I'm gonna take the first shade from the second row. Wow, this is a really good dupe. The color looks exactly the same and it actually has the same payoff as well. To start darkening this up a little bit, I'm gonna take the shade Tickle and I'm gonna apply Tickle from the middle of the crease towards the outer corner and just bring it down a little. And Tickle is gonna be the shade that I'm gonna use under my eyes as well. So the dupe of Tickle is actually in the same position, so now I'm gonna take that one from the Aromas palette and just do the same thing. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the darker shade, which is this one here called Spanked. And without taking too much of that shade, just gonna add that to the crease. And then we're gonna blend this a little bit upwards because we want to blend out the edge. And the same shade is gonna be here in the Aromas palette. And now I'm gonna take a little bit of this Kat von D White Out Pomade and carve out my half cut crease. And now I'm gonna go on and place the shade Daydream on top of that. And in the Aromas palette, the shade is in the same position again. So we are gonna be taking the second shade from the second row. Now to really emphasize the cut, I'm gonna take the shade Spanked again and just run it through the edge of that color. And as I said before, on the other side it's gonna be the fourth shade in the first row. Now I'm gonna take the darkest shade in the palette called Love Bite, and I'm just gonna add that one to the outer corner just to darken up. And in the Aromas palette is the last shade in the third row. Can you guys see any difference? I think they literally look the same. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Fantasy to bring the two colors together, and I'm just gonna use my finger for that. And in the Aromas palette, it's the last shade in the first row. And now I'm gonna take some of the shade Daydream and apply it in my inner corner. Obviously, repeat the same thing on the Aromas side. And now I'm gonna go off camera and I'm gonna apply some Kat Von D tattoo liner, Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Snow Queen, and some L'Oreal Lash Paradise. And that's it. Like I said before, they are extremely similar. I would call them identical. So don't waste your money. Go and get the Aromas palette instead of the new Nude palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I would love to have you here. Take care of yourself until next time. I will see you very soon. Bye.